Alright guys, so we have a little bit of a trip on our hands today. I am currently in my hometown, Cambridge. I've just filled up with petrol. Gonna make a couple of stops, maybe 1 or 2 stops here, and then I'm shooting through to Matamata, which is that way, Hobbiton as it's known, and picking something up from Matamata, and then I am going straight back through from Matamata through Cambridge to Te Awamutu, which is about a 40-minute drive. So 20 minutes that way, 20 minutes that way, 40 minutes that way. I have a story to tell you when we get to Matamata as well, so I will tell you that on our arrival. Let's go. Alright, so we have now picked up what I needed to pick up in my first stop here in Cambridge. I'm gonna forego the second stop. We'll be all good. I'll do that a bit later. But, so that now means we're on the road to Matamata, our first stop. Sorry about the light. We are now in Matamata. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I'm gonna slow the video down and just let you watch the next portion of footage in real time, I guess, or not time lapse speed. And because for those of you who haven't seen what it looks like, we're just about to pull into the main street of Hobbiton, Matamata. So it might be interesting for some of you. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. So guys, here's my story. This is the main street of Matamata, and of course you can't come to Matamata without doing the obligatory welcome to Hobbiton photo, which I got. Thank you.
Please.
And if you don't know, this statue right here that you can see used to actually be a statue of Gollum, which is now changed, but the welcome to Hobbiton sign is still here. Guys, sorry for the light, it's just a matter of where the sun is at the moment, but if you remember in a previous vlog I've mentioned that I used to work at the newspaper here in Matamata, and that building right there that you can see behind me on the main street is where the building used to be. They've moved now. If I see it on the way out of town, I'll show you where the new building is, but I was here 2007, 2008, and yeah, that was around the time when it was announced that the Hobbit movies that Peter Jackson made after the Lord of the Rings movies, we'll turn around now because, yeah, we've shown you the building. Yeah, that was about the time that it was announced that the Hobbit movies that Peter Jackson made was or were due to come back to New Zealand. So of course one of the main things that's known about Matamata is the Shire looking type information centre, and that's right there. The last time I was here I took a photo of that actually. I think that was 2012 when I came to see my friend Nick off. She was working as a journalist at the paper at the time and she went off overseas, so I was last here to see her off on her big OE. And that was when I last took a shot of the rather Hobbit Shire looking information centre, which I think is a pretty cool touch. So I thought I would just quickly interrupt at this point just to provide you some quick context about the very next shot that you're going to see in this vlog. And what's happening here is that, as you now know, Matamata is a hot spot for tourists who show up and like to get touristy type photos all around the place. One of the places they do that, obviously, as we've talked about, is outside the information centre. So I thought it would be fun to snap my version of a touristy type photo at the very moment that a tourist in the background was shooting a touristy type photo so that they have a touristy type photo of them being a tourist. Yeah. you know, it might seem weird to say, but it's kind of a little bit nostalgic coming back to places like this where you've worked as a journalist, because what happens sort of when you work on a paper somewhere, you know, either that be as a journalist or as a photographer, you get invested in a place and you kind of feel like, you know, this is my patch, and I'm looking after it news-wise, and you want to do a really good job to do your patch justice, really. And so yeah, I definitely felt like that over here in Matamata, and so coming back, as I said, is a little bit nostalgic, because you sort of think, man, this is my old stomping ground, and had a lot of good memories, a lot of good fun here, a lot of good stories covered. And so it's always weird coming back and you think, man, this is the old stomping ground, this is my patch, or this was my patch. Just before I start shooting this time lapse, I better get to Te Amuru, the other part of our journey, otherwise I may not make it. Guys, I thought I would just interject at this point in the vlog as I'm sitting here editing it, just to let you know an interesting factoid for those of you who want to know. The white car, which stopped in the very last frame of that time lapse to turn down a side road, was actually turning down the road to Hobbiton. So if you're ever wanting to figure out how to get to Hobbiton, the road that white car turned down just out of Matamata is the way you get there. Alright guys, awesome. Made it to my final destination with 5 minutes to spare. Perfect. I love it when a plan comes together. That was a little bit of a spontaneous adventure. Wasn't really planned, but you know, if you can, why not? It was awesome to get out and about and see a little bit more of New Zealand. Go back over to Matamata. You know how people talk about catching the travel bug when you like fly overseas or visit other countries or anything like that? I'm just wondering, is there such a thing as catching the driving bug? Because it definitely feels like I've caught the driving bug over the last little while. I've loved getting out and about and just hitting the road and exploring new places. So if there is such a thing as a driving bug, I've got it. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the vlog before, but this is definitely one of my bucket list goals, shall we say. One day I would love to just pack a bag and randomly turn up at the airport with no tickets brought or no destination in mind, and just roll with it when we get there and see what feels right in the moment, and just pick a destination to fly to off the cuff spontaneously, and just head there just for the fun of it, to have a trip and an adventure that wasn't planned. I think it would be so cool to just rock up to an airport and choose somewhere to fly and just fly there for the fun of it. I'm going to make that happen one day. I will definitely do it, and I'll probably vlog it too. So when I do that, you will see it happen.